What's up YouTube? Agent Zero here, and today I'm going to be doing a comparison video between Uriel's Gift and the Number, two legendary auto rifles in Destiny 2. So first let's take a look at some of the stats on the screen. Uriel's Gift has better range, handling, and reload speed, while the Number has better stability. Both of these guns are in the 450 RPM archetype of auto rifles, and they both have 33 rounds in the clip. Two hidden stats that I'd like to talk about are inventory size and aim assistance. Inventory size is the amount of ammunition a gun can hold in reserves, and the Number has a greater inventory size. Aim assistance is the magnetic force that draws a gun to an enemy, and that number is the same on both of these guns. So let's talk about some of the perks on both of these guns. The Number has ricochet rounds, which rounds ricochet off of hard surfaces, and the bread and butter is high impact reserves. Rounds at the end of the magazine deal more damage. Uriel's Gift has high caliber rounds, which shots from the weapon knock the target back farther, and tap the trigger, which grants a short period of increased stability and accuracy on initial trigger pull. So now that we've seen some of the stats and talked about some of the main perks of each of these guns, let's get into the subjective part of the comparison, where I give my opinion on each of these guns and which one I prefer and why. So first, let's talk about PvE. In PvE, both of these guns have a pretty good setup. They're 450 RPM auto rifles, which are definitely amazing guns to use no matter what. However, one of these guns has a little bit better setup than the other when it comes to facing hordes of enemies and bosses. On Uriel's Gift, high caliber rounds is great. However, the Number has just a little bit better setup when facing both those hordes of enemies and bosses. It not only has ricochet rounds, where your rounds are ricocheting off of those hard surfaces, getting you extra damage on those enemies, but it also has high impact reserves, where you're dealing more damage to enemies as your clip gets lower. And it also has that bigger inventory size, so you don't have to worry as much about finding that extra ammunition. Uriel's Gift, again, has high caliber rounds, which is great, but that's pretty much all it has when it comes to PvE standpoint. So for that reason, I'm giving my edge in PvE to the Number. Now let's talk about PvP. Both of these guns, again, are great guns for PvP. The Number has a great setup, ricochet rounds is fun to use, and high impact reserves is pretty good, especially when you're facing a couple of enemies, or you don't have an itchy reload finger, so you can get that extra damage on multiple enemies. Uriel's Gift has those high caliber rounds, which are definitely great when you're getting into those one-on-one gun battles. It's definitely throwing your enemy off. Tap the trigger isn't one of my favorite perks. I really don't feel it do that much. That's just me though, my opinion. I don't like tap the trigger, but high caliber rounds is absolutely fantastic. It also has better range than the Number, which can definitely help out when you're in PvP. Both of these guns are fantastic PvP guns, and you can't go wrong with either one. However, if I had to pick one, just one, for PvP, I'm probably going to give a slight edge to Uriel's Gift. The Number is great in PvP, and so is Uriel's Gift. Just high caliber rounds is still very good. It was nerfed not too long ago, but not too much. It still does a very good job. So overall, PvP, I'm giving a slight edge to Uriel's Gift. So now overall, which gun would I recommend keeping and why? Well, it could come down to your preference as to, do you prefer a PvE gun, a more oriented PvE gun, or do you prefer a more oriented PvP gun? We already saw that I prefer the Number in PvE, and I slightly prefer Uriel's Gift in PvP. However, your decision could come down to, which one do you right now need? Do you want a PvP gun? Do you want a PvE gun? Or are you a gun collector? The number you can only get from Future War Cult. The faction rally is going on right now, so that could play into your decision. Uriel's gift is a pretty common drop, so if you are a gun collector and you only have one of each of these guns, keep the number and then wait until you get another drop of Uriel's gift. Personally, I like the number a little bit better than Uriel's gift, so I'd keep the number. So overall, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more Destiny 2 content. Well, until next time, peace!